Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode I will be reviewing the Bear Grylls Survival Pocket Tool. The Bear Grylls Pocket Tool is a minimalist style type of multi-tool that looks like it was designed by somebody from the 1950s. Orange and boxy. It also comes with the survival guide that comes with most other Bear Grylls marketed tools and knives. So what do you get in this nice compact tool? Well, you get a fine edged knife, a Phillips screwdriver, a small flat driver, a medium flat driver, and a bottle opener. So you have all the basic tools you need to survive. Not in the wild, though, in my opinion. Maybe survive in a computer lab or a bar, but not in the wild. I mean, you're getting the plain edge there, drop point with a thumb stud, and you're getting a bottle opener with that flat edge screwdriver, and you're getting a small screwdriver. I'm going to go ahead and flathead screwdriver right there. And you get the freaking break your nail Phillips screwdriver right there. And that's what you get. Those are all your tools right there. So 5 tools altogether in 4 actual pieces of metal that deploy. I wish this came out more centered, the Phillips screwdriver, so when you're, screwing things, it's a little bit more symmetric, and just seems to be more natural. Now, the thing that stands out about this more than anything else is this grip, or the scales. They're really rubbery, easy to grip onto, really nice, although it looks kind of funky, squarish. And again, just to point out, this came with the survival guide. Just take note that this is not waterproof, so it's not to survive while you're in the rain. So let's take a closer look at the blade. As you can see, you can deploy it one-handed, although hard. Everything in this knife is very stiff, hard to open. You can see, put a dent in my thumb. But it does have a thumb stud. It's very hard to get behind it because, as you can see, it's right there, butted up against the scale there, so you got to really work at getting your finger under there. They could have left a little more space there, but you do get a thumb stud, and it is a slip joint. It doesn't lock. All the tools in here are slip joint, as with most multi-tools or Swiss Army knives of this size. The blade steel is 5CR15, which is a cheap Chinese steel. However, that's the Rockwell hardness of this, like 56, is typical of Swiss Army knives and other tools of this size at this price range. Now, this grippy scale material here is plastic with like a rubberized insert. Really nice, actually. However, it's very bulky. Real quick again, going back to the blade, again, pointing out how hard it is open. This is a hollow ground, straight edge drop point type of blade. No serrations, which I like. And the length of this is 2.3 inches, and the tool itself, when closed, put in your pocket, is 3.2 inches. The weight is 2.95 ounces, and the cost is a very low $12. So the pros for this knife is the cost, the tough grippy scales, and the one-handed deployment. The cons is the tools are very hard to get out, especially this Phillips screwdriver, which it's very dangerous trying to pull this out while you have that blade deployed, because one slip and you're going to make the knife yours. Other cons is this tool set is not ideal for what it's being marketed for. I mean, this is being marketed as a survival pocket tool. However, it's not what I would consider survival type of tools. You know, it's all screwdrivers and a bottle opener and one knife. I don't consider that a survival tool set. You would maybe, I personally would consider, you know, in a survival type of tool like this, of course the blade, but I would rather have like a can opener, an awl, a saw, or a file in my tool set, which could be put in something this size. The other con is for how thick this is. Look at the gaps. You know, they could have, you know, made this with more tighter tolerances. Like if you look at a Victorinox Swiss Army knife, you see how much tighter, how much better engineered this tool is as a comparison. So you're getting like twice as many tools in something that's still thinner. I think this is the Tinker, by the way, which, you know, for a tool set of screwdrivers and Phillips screwdrivers, you would be much better served getting a Swiss Army knife, where I think the tools are better, you know, with the Phillips and flathead and blade. Plus you get all the other additional things that you get in Swiss Army knives, which is pretty cool, like tweezers and a toothpick, and you get a small blade in here too. So it really doesn't make sense to me, you know, if cost aside, because this does cost a little bit more, maybe $10 more. I would go with the Swiss Army knife. Thinner, you get the toothpick and tweezers. And the other thing about Swiss Army knives, I'm going to have to zoom out now, because I'm going to show you my Swiss Army collection as a special treat here for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I have a bunch of Victorinox and Winger Swiss Army knives. Got a lot of them. I got that collector's gene. Really neat there. You can target exactly what you're looking for. I mean, if you're looking to survive in a computer room and you need those tools, you could get one specific for that. If you're looking for survival outdoors or something like that, you can find a Swiss Army knife that's designed for your specific need. And I think you would be much better served getting something like that that would take up less space than this. So, hey, you got to see my Swiss Army collection. Whoops, almost. There we go. I also have some other interesting knives that are not technically a real Swiss Army knife, but bet you no one's ever seen one of these. This I've had for maybe 20, 30 years. And it's one made by Sharp. And it's from Japan. Back when everything was made in Japan, not China. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. There we go. Stainless Steel Japan. I had to clean this thing up. It was really, really dirty. But again, all these tools also, as with most Swiss Army knives, it's very smooth. Things are easy to get in and out, unlike this guy. This is a Winger. By the way, if you're not familiar with Swiss Army knives, you can tell the difference between which ones are made by Victorinox and which one is made by Winger by the shield. See how the Victorinox has that point? Winger is smooth. But Victorinox bought Winger, so really they're all the same company. So there you go. So now you ask yourself, you didn't do the paper test. You know, no, I didn't forget. I was saving it till the end because now I can cut out my notes instead of wasting a piece of paper. So here we go. There's my notes. Here's the knife. Okay, so it comes very sharp out of the box. No problem. So do I recommend this? Well, for 12 bucks it's hard not to. But I'm very reluctant to, because as with most Gerber tools, because this is made by Gerber, branded as Bear Grylls, and Gerber's owned by Fisker, which is the scissor company. That's where Gerber lies right now. Like most of their tools, it's just bulky, gappy, not quite well engineered, very hard to get the tools out. If you have fragile nails, you are going to break them. I guarantee it. You try to get that Phillips out, and when you're trying to pull that Phillips out, make sure you don't have that blade deployed, because you run a very high risk of cutting the crap out of your fingers. So, you know, maybe it'll smooth up with use. I know I've read several reviews where people have even tried to put oil in here and try to smooth it out, and it's still pretty tough. So, and I think the reason why it's so hard to open is because these springs in the slip joint are half the size, so they got to make them tighter to hold it instead of running them full length like most. Let me get a good example here. Like most Swiss Army knives, you know, a lot of your springs here on your slip joint are the full length, so it just makes it a little bit smoother and easier to open the tools. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I am not a knife engineer. I love this guy with the aluminum or steel handle scales. Pretty cool. Anyway, I digress. Thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. Plate of Truth. I'm starting to see some developments on it. I want to leave it out there a couple of more days just to see if anything else comes up, so I can make a more interesting part 2. So stick with me, and I think Thursday, my Friday video will be part 2 of the Plate of Truth, where we can see the results. So again, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really appreciate every fan, viewer, subscriber, and Tony Stewart fan. And I will see ya.